This is the introduction to Microsoft Word 2007. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff I wish I would have known when I first started using this program. So before you start any other lessons, make sure you finish this one. There are a lot of neat little things that you need to know about. First thing, they've replaced our standard and formatting toolbars. They're gone. We used to be able to right-click, get a list of toolbars. That's also gone. When you start it up, you get this Home tab. It used to be when we clicked on a tab, we got a drop-down menu. Now you get a toolbar. So now Insert has its own little toolbar. Page Layout has its own toolbar. And as we go from one to another, we lose the standards. We lose the stuff that we like to have around all of the time. Remember? Save, Open, New. And even on our main home, we don't have those. They're not available. They've put them in this Office button area. So in order to get New, I have to go to Office button and New or Open. It took me 10 minutes to find Open, honestly. So the one thing that is going to make it easier for those of us who've been using this program for a long time is they've given us this quick access toolbar. And I've gone ahead and I've loaded it up with the things that I want there all the time. You'll want to do different things perhaps, but I've put, of course, save there. I want to be able to save from anywhere at any time. I have undo, redo. Rather than come here for open, I've added an open shortcut, a new shortcut, a spell check, print preview, print, paste, format paint, and then these are just up one font, down one font, my show hide. If you don't know what some of these mean, don't worry, we'll cover them later, but I want you to know that you can create your own quick access toolbar here by clicking this button and going to more commands. Some of them are here. And rather than just stick with their popular commands, ask for all commands and then start searching out the commands that you liked on your formatting and your standard toolbars or any other that you may like. Insert date, I just like to have that anywhere that I happen to be in a document. So I went through this list and I added some of these, put them on here, and then I hit OK, and that's why I have the little quick access toolbar that I have. The beauty of that is regardless of where you are, whichever tab you're working on, whichever ribbon, that's what they call it, whatever ribbon you happen to be in, you still have access to these buttons. Once you do all this for Microsoft Word, of course, you're going to have to redo that for Excel and for PowerPoint. This quick access toolbar is only for Word, but they have one in those other applications, and you'll be able to load them up separately as well. As with the past, if you have a button that's grayed out, it's because that feature is not available. I can't copy or cut because I don't have anything selected, for instance. So that's the same. Also, as it was in the past, if you just leave your mouse over something, it will identify itself. So if you're not sure what something does, leave your mouse over and it'll tell you what it does. So here's 3 new things that you may or may not know. This is grow font by 1. I've used this for years. I love this feature. I've added it to my quick access. So this way, anything that you have selected, you can grow the font by 1. So whenever you're doing posters or newsletters and you're not sure how something's going to fit, you can go up or down by 1. Love that feature. Another new feature that I really like is this clear formatting button. So if I hit this, all of the formatting, the bold, the center, the underline, the bullets, they're all gone. Love this button. And of course I'm going to undo, which is still around. So whatever I just did, undo it. If you're not familiar with undo, you can undo one at a time, or you can go way back in time and remove something that you did 5 or 6 steps ago. You can undo to the point where you're back to a blank document if you wanted to. And then of course, if you didn't like what you did, you can always redo and bring it back to the way it was before. A few other new things that you should know about. Right on our home ribbon, they've added styles. Styles we're going to get into deeper later. One of the strongest features in all of Microsoft Word, in my humble opinion. If I select a body of text here, I don't need to actually set a style. I simply put my mouse over top one of these buttons and we get a preview down here of what it's going to look like. So it's not actually changing. It's just showing you how it would look. I really like that feature. And if, of course, you like the way it looked, you would click on it, and then it would apply to that particular area that you've selected. While we're talking about selecting text, when I do select text here, as soon as I'm done selecting, I get this little ghost of a toolbar that comes up. And it's giving you different options that you can choose from. So that saves you having to go back to the main menu here. Now when I come back, it's gone. It's thinking that I didn't need it at all. But if I right click, it comes back along with a typical right click. Okay, right clicking always produces some kind of menu. Now depending where you right click, the menu will be different. Okay, so because I right clicked there, it's trying to guess what it is I want, plus it's giving me this little floating menu that will show up when you select something. So if I click off and select something different, that little menu comes up and saying, hey, you can do any one of these things. Okay, sometimes it's exactly what I want, sometimes it won't be, and I'll have to go back to the regular menu, or I can also right click and I can say, yeah, copy is what I wanted. Now in the old version, we had all of our toolbars available when we right clicked, and it would show us all the toolbars that we can access, and we can turn on the picture toolbar, the table toolbar, anything that we wanted. That's not available anymore. If you want a picture toolbar, you first have to insert a picture. So if I go to insert and picture, and let's say that I put in a picture. So now because I've got a picture selected and inside my document, it now gives me the Picture Tools Formatting Toolbar. We're going to go over, of course, what this does in a later lesson that deals with pictures specifically, but I want to talk about toolbars right now. When I click off of that picture and back into my document, the picture toolbar is gone. If I want to access it again, I have to click on the picture, and now it's back. The same thing will apply with tables. Okay, we don't see our table toolbar here, but as soon as we insert a table, we now have two toolbars for tables. We have two tabs here, and each of them has its different set of buttons available. So that's a major difference between this version and the last version. Another difference I wanted you to see is this zoom down here. We used to have a zoom up here, and we'd be able to change percentage. Here we have a little scroll bar, right, that we can click and drag in order to alter the zoom. Okay, it's a neat little feature. Just so you know, you can also, I've been doing this one for years, put your control key down, and if you have a mouse that has the ball on the top, you can roll your ball up or down, and that will also change the zoom that you happen to be in. So those are two different ways that you can zoom in and zoom out of your document. I've been using Print Preview for years, and they've hidden Print Preview. It's Office button, Print, and then Print Preview. That's a long way for me. So I've gone ahead and I've added Print Preview to this toolbar because I like to see what my document's going to look like before I print it. So now it's looking pretty good. I can close, right, and know that my document's on the right track. So Print Preview is another one that I've added here. We're going to cover most of what these things do down the road, but for now, those are the basic introductory things that you need to know before you get started in Microsoft Office 2000. Lots of changes, but if you're good with these so far, you'll be good going in. One last thing that I had almost forgotten. Here we have on our basic home toolbar, we have this formatting menu area. If you want more options, that's what this little arrow is for. So I can click this, and it's going to give me the old menu, which hasn't really changed, but we have more options here. Now, we have the same options as far as type, size, bold, underline, italic, but you've got some options here that aren't available from this toolbar. So most of these little boxes here will have that little arrow that will allow you to access even more things by clicking on that arrow. So that covers the introductory part of Microsoft Word 2007.